Alright, so, yes, I'm aware the screen is black. That's on purpose. You see, just a moment ago, I uploaded a short to my YouTube channel, and I briefly, and when I say briefly, I mean very briefly, I, within the span of 50 seconds, I very quickly showcased, and I use the word showcase very loosely because I can't think of a better way to say it, but I just briefly showed all of the free software that I used to get started as a 3D VTuber. And now I want to make a video that's more in-depth than a short. So I am going to do something that I've seen other people do, kind of, in which case, or I'm basically going to record the process from nothing to the end. Like, right now, the screen is blank because in this hypothetical scenario, I don't have a model. I don't know the software I need to use. I don't know anything in this hypothetical. And piece by piece, I'm going to go through the software kind of step by step. So, step 1 is you're going to want to download VRoid Studio. And this is at VRoid.com. And I'm sure they probably have, yeah, there's a I guess their default site is Japanese, which makes sense. I obviously don't speak Japanese, so I use the English site. But this software is free. You can download it for Windows, Mac. It's released on Steam, and you can download it on the App Store. I guess if you wanted to, like, if you had like an iPad or something. But as you can see right here, kind of, what this VRoid software is it's basically, I'm going to say this in air quotes, it's 3D modeling software, but instead of it being something like Blender or Maya, it functions like character creation in a video game. And when you're done with this very, very in-depth and detailed character creation, when you're done with that, you can click a button and export your model as a .vrm file. Okay? And here's the very important bit that you might be concerned with a software like this. VRoid Studio is free to use for anyone. It's super easy to set up, as you just need to download it, and then you're good to go. Models you create on VRoid Studio are yours to use freely on many different platforms and services. Okay? And VRoid, this company, also has VRoid Hub, which is basically like a marketplace where you can share your creations, and then you can also like search for other people's creations, and some characters that you can find on VRoid Hub are free. Some of them aren't free, as far as I know. But, and this was the important thing for me, you can create your own character in VRoid Studio, and you are not obligated to share that character in VRoid Hub. You can create your character and keep it completely private. You don't have to share it with anybody at all. Okay? So, now that I've kind of explained what VRoid Studio is, give me one moment, and I will open the VRoid Studio application. Give me 1 second to open it. And let me see here. Let me... Okay. There we go. So, this is what VRoid Studio looks like. Okay. When you download it, initially, you'll have these 3 sample characters that you can kind of look at and whatever. As you can see, I have my model here, but for this tutorial that I'm kind of doing, let me create a new one. And to begin with, you can start with a feminine body or a masculine body. And this is what it looks like right out the get-go. You've got this guy in the middle, which is the model that you are customizing. Let me see if I can remember how to control this. Okay, right-click is to rotate around your person. Middle mouse click is to do this. And then obviously you can scroll wheel to zoom in and out. Okay. And there you can customize the face, the hairstyle, the body, the outfit, the accessories, and different like rendering settings. This gets very detailed. But there's face presets. Okay. And aside from some body adjustment sliders, you can I'm trying to think the best way to say this. Just because I picked masculine as my starter body, that does not mean that I can't pick like a feminine hairstyle or feminine eyelashes or something. I think the only like real limiting factor with masculine or feminine body at the start is the like adjustments to like the muscular and skeletal type of things, like the muscles and the bones. But as far as like fashion for your model, it's basically no limits. And if you are an artistically inclined person, you can go in and adjust textures for pretty much everything. Um, but that's a little bit more in-depth than what I can do. So let's pick a starting face that I like. All right, that's decent. Now we can go in and adjust the eyes. Kind of like that. Irises. Right. Eye sets will be presets for irises, eye highlights, and scleras, I do believe. So I liked that kind of fox iris there. And then eye highlights. I kind of like the no highlight. Yeah. And then scleras is the whites of the eye. And I like that one. Eyebrows. And yeah, at any point, you can hit this custom tab and just like create your own if you are artistically inclined. And I promise you, this creating your model, this is going to be the thing that you spend the most time on. Let's see. Which eyebrow do I like the most? That one. Okay. Eyelids. I guess I don't know, like The eyelids seem redundant. Like, the eyelid is already baked in somewhere else. Ah. It was an eyeliner that made it look like there were eyelids there. So if we take the eyeliner away, then we can actually see these eyelids. So it looks like some of these eyeliners have eyelids like baked into the eyeliner texture. So depending on the eyeliner you go with, you may or may not need to pick an eyelid. Okay, that eyeliner really speaks to me for some reason. And let's see how this looks with an eyelid. Yeah. I think that one seems appropriate. So let's go to eyelashes. And it seems like that one, maybe. Or maybe I just go with like no eyelashes, pretty much. And then we can pick a nose. They're all very subtle, and it's like impossible to see the nose straight on. So adjusting the nose, you will have to like rotate the camera around your face a whole bunch to really see what's going on. And I think I like that one. And then we can adjust the mouth. And I haven't even touched this side of the stuff because, I mean, you could spend days fine-tuning every little nook and cranny of every single thing. Like, the level of detail you can get into with this is insane. But some people, that is what they want. So, more power to you. I, frankly, don't have the patience to fiddle and fine-tune with 10,000 sliders. Let's see here. So okay. So now, in order to actually be able to see the mouth inside, I went down to the expression editor, and it's normally on neutral. But so smiling is just a smile, sad is a frown, angry is angry, and this white is actually your teeth. But happy and surprised. Open the mouth far enough that you can actually see inside to, like, the tongue and, like, the fleshy bits inside. So I guess you could have a black and white mouth inside if you wanted to. That would be weird. But I guess there's a lighter red and a darker red. And I think the lighter red kind of looks better. And again, you could make a custom texture for all of this stuff if you wanted to. Let's see, lips. And I think we'll leave that at default. Cheeks. Okay, I think this is kind of like blush, I think is the correct term for this kind of makeup. And it's very, very subtle. Like, so subtle you can't even see the changes for most of them. But I think we can leave that at default. And then skin. again, this is another one where the changes are very subtle between each one. But I think that looks okay. And then you can do face paint if you want. Make it look like there's a band-aid there. That's weird. Okay. Got some Naruto whiskers going on. Got some scars in there somewhere. A mole. And there's some actual face paint. Got some bags under your eyes. An earring as face paint. Okay. Little kiss mark. I think this seems appropriate. And then we've got hair. So hairstyle sets are going to be a preset for all of this stuff. So you can do a set to like as a starting off point, and then if you don't like everything included in that set, you can then go through and fine-tune the individual pieces. So base hair is basically either this or this, and then you can change the color. And let's pick a front that I like. Yeah. Emo boy haircut. Hairdo up front. And then main color will be like black. And then highlight color will be like black, but then actually just white highlights on the black hair. Seems fine. And then for the back, yeah, that seems matching. We could do extensions too if we wanted. You know what? I don't hate it. And we can do some, like, side hair if we wanted to. Sure, why not? And you know what? Now that I'm changing, kind of getting more of a feel for this character, I want to change the eye color, and let's go with something super crazy, like maybe a kind of like a bright pinkish purple. Because why not? And then I think a highlight would go good with this now. Yeah. Do we want a hoge? Do we want one of those? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. um, you know what? I'm not feeling the hoge. And then extras, we've got stuff like cat ears. And, you know, not super black. Just just up enough to where you can kind of start to see some definition in the cat ears. Oh yeah. Yep. Gotta go with that one. Okay. And then we can adjust the body. And this is where you can adjust your height. So, for example, I am 5'11". I do not know what that converts to in centimeters. I know. Filthy American. I use weird measurements that other countries don't use. Alright, let me look this up. Feet to centimeters. Okay. Actually, no. Height to centimeters. Height converter. Alright. Let me say, alright, 5 feet, 11 inches, convert, and that is 180.34. So let me increase the masculine height. Oh, I hate math. Let's call this that's close enough. Okay. So, this is where I believe the main difference between masculine and feminine as your starting point. The chest. So if yeah. Chest size is definitely a masculine chest. What the crap is that? Ah, okay. Never mind. Hold on, you know what? Actually, let me go to outfit and tops. Let's go none. Yeah, that is not. That ain't it, Chief. Okay, chest split. Yeah. So let's put that back to 0. chest size back down to 0. Okay. Let's give him some pecs, I guess. What does this do? Okay, it tilts them, which is weird. Just position. Nope. 0 is what I meant. Yep, okay. I'm not gonna go too in-depth with the sliders for the body. But here, you can go with a set, and these are, like I said earlier, fashion-wise, it'll let you pick anything, regardless of your masculine or feminine selection. Now, the majority, I would say, the majority of the outfits will be feminine. Nah. Um, But you do not have to pick a set. You can go in and pick individual pieces. And I believe there are some individual pieces that are not included in a set. Let's give him a hoodie. And let's pick bottoms. Hoodie and blue jeans. Let's see. Any good neck accessories that would go with this? Mm-hmm. No, I'm not seeing it. Sorry. I was thinking in my head, I wonder if there's a way to, like, change the color of that, but there's not. So, no good neck accessories. Oh well. Arm accessories would basically be covered by the hoodie, except gloves. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say no to that. Um, if you were going to do a like a more not safe for work, I guess, model, you could opt to not have a top and not have a bottom, and instead do an inner top which I really don't like how it picks one for you. Like, maybe I can create new Choose template. Bodysuit? No. Delete that. Create new. Okay. Yeah, that's... Alright, VRoid Studio. If you're watching this, which I highly doubt, but if you're watching this, there's an issue. Once you select the inner top category, you no longer have the option to not have an inner top. It's just, you can't, there's no option to not have one. Which is very annoying. And then inner bottom. I said bottoms, no. Inner bottom. Okay, that's even more annoying. I guess there's no... because that's apparently socks. Yeah. Anywho. Let's go back to the hoodie and the blue jeans. And for socks, we'll go with black. And for shoes, yeah, that seems appropriate. And then you could add accessories, furry ears, cat ears, rabbit ears. You could add a tail. Which you would have to adjust and position just for the hell of it. think back this way. Let me just get it lined up with where I feel like a tail should be. I'm just curious to see how this will, like, function. Tail curve. Okay. You can go nuts with that tail stuff. Okay. And then, you know what? Because of that, I feel like cat ears. Yeah. Sure, why not? All right, look, outline. Sorry. You can, the outline settings will make it easier to visually see where your character ends and like the background begins around the edges. You know what? Just 'cause. Why not? Okay, let's set this to 0.125. 125. Let's set these all to 0.125, which is the 50% of the slider. And then rim light, shading, eye alignment, bones. I think all of that is fine to leave it default. Okay. But let's go back to face and expression editor. make sure all of this looks right, and it does. So you've got your character finalized, right? Everything looks the way you want it to. So you hit these 3 lines, and you can save as, and that will bring up the file browser where you can pick where you want to save your model as a .VRoid file, which you can then later open back up in VRoid Studio if you want to make changes to your character. Okay? So I'm just going to name this VTubing tutorial model. Okay, VTubing tutorial model is what I named this. So save. And then once you've got that saved, then you want to come up here and hit export as VRM. Give it a second. And then you will see this. Your character will go all T-pose on you. It'll tell you how many polygons there are, how many materials there are, how many bones there are. I don't mess with any of this, but if I guess you need to for some reason, you can adjust these things. But I just leave this at default and then export. And here, you can adjust the format. You can do VRM0 or VRM1. And it says here that make sure an app is VRM1 compatible before using this avatar. So I don't know what all that means. But I use VRM0. So you name the character VTubing tutorial model, and then creator is you, if you're the one creating it. If you're not going to be making the model public, you can leave the rest of this blank or default. No contact information, no reference, no version. Who can assign a personality to this avatar? Only the creator. Leave all this stuff empty, and the redistribution and alteration is prohibited. Okay? Which means that legally, you're saying that no one has permission to distribute this file, and no one has permission to use the model in any way, shape, or form except you, the creator. Okay? Which is what I want. So with that, you export. And again, this will bring up your file browser where you can pick where you want to save the file and what you want the file name to be. Okay. So, with that done, with your model saved as a file that you can reopen later in VRoid Studio, and it's exported as a .vrm, now you can close VRoid Studio. You're done with it for now. Okay? Next, you're going to need let me just make sure I've got this right. Yep, okay. Next, you're going to need VC Face. You're going to want to download VC Face, which is found at vcface.icu. And this is a program, I believe it was created with Unity. But basically, VC Face is the program that you will import the model that we just made into, and VC Face will let you use your webcam and microphone in order to puppet that model. And if you also happen to have a leap motion device, you can also do hand tracking in VC Face. But I do not have a leap motion, so I'm not entirely sure how all of that works. Anywho, so you just hit this download, you download it, okay, and then let me open it. Okay, this is what VC Face looks like. One moment, actually. There we go. So, when you first download this, this will be empty and you will only have an add avatar button. But first, you want to make sure these settings over here are correct. You want to pick the proper webcam that VC Face will use for your face tracking. You want to make sure the camera settings are correct, the frame rate's correct, tracking quality. I would go with high quality. I believe high quality with wink support is a little bit too sensitive, if that makes sense. And then microphone, obviously you want to pick the correct microphone for the lip syncing. And then you want to add avatar. And this will bring up the file browser. And you want to navigate to the model that you just made with VRoid Studio. Okay. Once you add that, you click it, and then you click Start. And as you can see, things are a little bit scuffed. Right? The mouth and eyes and everything are a little crazy. But that's okay, we can fix that. Step 1, you want to go up here to Settings and General and Show Tracking Points. This will let you see what the camera is seeing, basically, in a way. So obviously it's not just showing the actual camera feed here. It's showing the tracking dots, what words brain complicated. I think you get the point. And then you want to go to Settings. You want to link eye blinks, because if you don't, you can get some weird, wacky, like, well, I guess if we I guess the only way to change that is to that's annoying. The only way to change the tracking quality is to restart the application, but I guess that's fine. Tracking quality, wink support, start. Now we uncheck that. Now you can see the winks are like chibi-doki-esque of wonkiness. But you want to link that way when you blink, both eyes blink at the same time, which looks way better. But you can still kind of wink sometimes. I wear glasses in real life, so tracking around my eyes is very difficult for the webcam. Anywho, let's see what other settings. Yeah, you want, you do not want fake gaze. I only turned that on earlier for, taking a screenshot of my model for the profile picture. You do not want fake gaze, because, the webcam tracking, even though the tracking points don't really show it, hopefully you can kind of see that the webcam tracking can actually track your where you're looking independently of your head movement. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, as you can see when I talk, like my mouth lip syncing animation extends past my head, and that's very scuffed. So we go into general, and let's see if that helps. Does it help? No, it does not help. So let's see if mouth sensitivity, see if I drop that down. Does that help? Hello, hello. Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Yeah, it does help a bit. I need to drop this down quite a bit more. Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Ma. Always use full lip sync animation. Let me see if this changes anything. No, I think that makes it worse. Let's try with that checked again. Hello, hello. Test 1, 2. Eh. Ah. Eh. E. Mouth size reduction. Test 1, 2. E. 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 Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Okay. Let me increase this sensitivity again. Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. E. Test 1, 2. E. Okay. I think that's about as good enough as I can get it. No, maybe not. Drop this sensitivity back down. Okay. Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Yep. That's about as good as the lip syncing is gonna get, I feel like. It's still a little scuffed, but oh well. I wonder what happens if we just jack this up all the way. Test 1, 2. Yeah, there's absolutely like no movement going on with the lip sync. Drop this down to 0.5. Let's see what happens. Ah. Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. What about this? Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Lip sync audio overdrive gain. How about now? Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Blah. Meh. Alright, I think it's about time to do some calibration. So, by default, this will be on simple expression detection, which you cannot calibrate at all. All you can do is smile, frown, or smile, angry, and surprised. So smile is smiling. Angry is like furrowing your eyebrows. Which is really hard for the webcam to see with my glasses. So without calibration, I can't really do that expression. But then there's surprised, which is eyebrows raised. Okay. So, experimental expression detection is what you want. Okay. And this is where you can fine tune and get rid of some of the scuffness. Okay. So, real quick, start making your expression before beginning the recording. Keep it until after you stop the recording. Move your head, speak, and blink your eyes. Anything that should not be detected as another expression should go into neutral. If you accidentally make another expression, clear the data and start over. Okay? So, let me go ahead and clear that. All right. And let me start. Test 1, 2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Get some blinks in here. All right, and then we can calibrate. And as you can see, things are better with the neutral expression. And you know what? I forgot to do something. I forgot to turn on my ring light. That should help a lot with blinking. Having some light source like in front of you, like behind the webcam, will make all of this a lot better. So with that, let me put that back down to nothing. Test 1 2. Okay, that's a problem. Yeah. No audio overdrive gain. And this is still way too sensitive. Testing 1 2. Okay, that looks better. E. Yeah, okay. It's still a tiny bit scuffed, but this is way better. Okay. So now we can do the fun calibration, which is just a simple smile. Not like a mouth open showing your teeth smile, just a smile. And smiling is one of those expressions that you can't really talk in, but you can blink, so I need to do that. Okay. Meh. Okay, because I haven't done calibration for the angry yet, it keeps thinking my eyebrows are way lower than they actually are, which is triggering the angry expression, which is why my teeth keep showing. So let me go ahead and calibrate that fun. All right, now angry is where you furrow your eyebrows and maybe like kind of like pert your lips, I think is the right way to say it. You like shrink them. Okay. Now we calibrate that. And now it knows that my, I guess, no, it doesn't. I guess I need to recalibrate the neutral. There we go. I think that got it. Okay. Now, joy is the open mouth smile showing your teeth. Like this. And you can talk like this. It's just a little weird. And calibrate that. E. There we go. And yeah, the mouth is like stretching past the bounds of my face and it looks scuffed, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay. Now, sorrow is a frowny face. But I think I need to increase this mouth size reduction a bit more. And let's see that. I think that looks a bit better. Okay. So, sorrow is the frowny face. Okay. Frowny face. And surprised is eyebrows up. And you can do like a shocked O face if you want to. And you can talk like this if you're only going to do eyebrows raised as the expression trigger. You want to look around, keeping your eyebrows raised the entire time, which is not entirely easy to do. And you also want to blink while keeping your eyes raised, eyebrows raised, which is again not entirely easy to do. But let's go ahead and calibrate that. Eyebrows raised. Okay, it seems to be triggering the eyebrows raised every time I talk now, and that's a problem. So let's go back into here and reteach it what the neutral expression should be, like so, so that hopefully it stops triggering surprised every time I talk. Testing, testing, 1, 2. All right, now I'm going to actually intentionally trigger surprised. Okay, that seems better. Apparently, when I sniff and move my nose to the right, like this, it triggers surprised. So I need to calibrate that into the neutral. So hopefully we can teach that, teach VC Face that that is not surprised, and that is just me being neutral. There we go. That fixed that. Okay. Oh, head tilt seems to trigger mouth opening for some reason. So let's get that into neutral. Like so. And the other side. Get some blinks on here with the head tilt. All right, let's calibrate again. Testing the head tilt. All right. Testing the other side. Good to go. Okay. Now, all right. Okay. So, now, obviously, you won't want all of this UI stuff showing up if you're just being a normal VTuber, right? Like, obviously, I'm showing it as part of this tutorial thing that I'm doing. But normally, you're not going to want all of this UI showing up in your recording or in your stream or whatever the case may be, right? So, how do you go about not showing the UI? Well, you have two options. Option one, you can either I'm going to hide this window capture that's going on right now so I can show you. Going to hide that. And then I'm actually going to if you go into oh, right. I haven't I'm skipping a step right now. Right. I need to swap this window capture back to the web browser. Okay, there we go. Right. After you've gotten VC Face all calibrated and ready to go, you're going to need to download Open Broadcaster software, OBS Studio. It's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. At obsproject.com. And this is actually what I'm using to record this video right now. So things are about to get a little meta, if you will. So what I'm actually going to do right now is I'm going to put my OBS into studio mode so that I can add a source and change things without it showing up in the recording yet. So I am going to do a display capture, and I'm going to do that monitor. And I'm going to hit OK. And then things are going to get very, like, I don't even know, Inception. But here we go. Right? So OBS is capturing my display that has the OBS in it. So it's just infinity down to nothing. It's capturing itself, which is capturing itself, which is capturing itself all the way down, right? But this on the outside is what I want you to pay attention to. Okay? So you want to capture VC face, and you can do that by adding a game capture, and you can call this, I already have a game capture called VC face because I've already done this, so I'm gonna do VSF game capture, and mode is going to be specific window, window match priority, match title, otherwise same executable. The window is going to be VC face. All right, like so. Don't capture audio. Check the allow transparency. Do not capture cursor. Okay. Hook rate. Normal is fine. Hit OK. And now, I can get rid of the display capture, and I can get rid of that web browser in the OBS, and the UI is still there, and the tracking dots are still there. So what do we do about that? Well, if you look in the bottom right corner, there's a little button. If you click that button, it will hide the UI. But that button is still there. So how do you get rid of that? Spacebar. Okay? So now you have your character on the screen being recorded like a webcam. Sorry, like a webcam. And there's no UI in the way. Right? Because I have my taskbar enabled, as most people do in Windows. Taskbar is at the bottom right, or at the bottom of the screen, which is why, because we're capturing just the game, air quotes, game window, without the title bar and without the taskbar, there's a little space at the top and bottom that are filled in with black, because it's outside the window that we're capturing. So all you have to do is, I'll go ahead and do this display capture again. All you have to do is, go ahead and click on the game capture source, and it will show you this red box that represents the bounds of that source. So then you can just click and drag down to the bottom edge of the screen, and just like that, we're no longer cut off at the bottom because it lines up with the bottom edge of the recording. Okay? Makes sense? Good. So now, I think that pretty much covers how to do the VTubing part. But there's still some extra, just like tubing part, like editing recordings and making thumbnails that are just part of normal, like, YouTuber streamer stuff, regardless of being a VTuber. And so, let me actually put my model down into the bottom left. Like so. Okay? Like a webcam would be in the bottom corner. Alright? And then let me go ahead and show the browser again. And this time I want to talk about DaVinci Resolve. And as you can see, this is free software, but it does have, like, if you are doing like really big commercial stuff, you can pay for DaVinci Resolve Studio for almost $300. However, there is the free version, and you basically get the same thing that, like, Hollywood industry movie studios like Marvel they use DaVinci Resolve, as you can see in their marketing reel right here. All right. This is the same DaVinci Resolve that the professionals use, and you can get it for free. Which, given the whole Adobe stuff going on, yeah. DaVinci Resolve doesn't do none of that shit. Okay? So, DaVinci Resolve, can do pretty much everything you want to do for video editing. And if you understand the term that I'm about to use, you will understand what it means. If you don't, I'm sorry. But DaVinci Resolve is a non-linear editor, which basically means you can, like, you don't have to edit from start to finish. You can, like, edit something 16 minutes into a recording and then go back in the timeline and edit something at 2 minutes and then go back the other way and edit something at 10 minutes. Like, you can go, it doesn't have to be in chronological order of the video, okay? So, you can cut, edit. Fusion is basically After Effects. And then Fairlight is actually an audio editor, I believe. And this is all in the same DaVinci Resolve program. Yeah. Yep, Fusion is their version of After Effects, and it's just as good, if not better. And Fairlight is an audio editor. You can even compose music in Fairlight if you want to, I think. It's crazy. But, and the Blackmagic Design, they do sell, like, professional editing keyboards, but you don't need those to use the program at all. Normal keyboard and mouse is all you need. Yep, and here we go. Yeah, so the free version, the free version works with virtually all 8-bit video formats at up to 60 FPS in resolutions as high as Ultra HD. I believe that's 4K or 2K. Which, for getting started, is way more than what you need. 1080p at 60 FPS is all, like, it's good enough. the average viewer isn't going to have a monitor or phone higher than 1080p. So the free version is plenty to get started. However, later on, if you want access to their like AI stuff or their like collection of effects, you can pay to get the studio version. Yeah, if you wanted to do like 4K 120 FPS, you would have to buy, and this is just buy, one-time fee, pay the $300, you have it. It's not a subscription. You just buy it, and you have access to it. Okay? Yeah, like I said, this is the same application that, like, big-time Hollywood movie studios use. So, yeah, some of their stuff is real pricey, but you don't need it at all. You don't need it. Okay? Scroll back up. All right. DaVinci Resolve free download now. Just click that, download DaVinci Resolve, install it, you'll be good to go. Okay? And then, again, DaVinci Resolve is the application you're going to use to edit pre-recorded videos to, like, upload to YouTube or something. If all you're going to do is live stream or upload unedited recordings, you don't need DaVinci Resolve at all. But if you are going to edit recorded videos, this is the way to go because it's free. And now, for a free Photoshop alternative, look no further than GIMP, the GNU Image Manipulation Program. That's what GIMP stands for. It's completely free and open source. Just go ahead and click that download button, install it, and then you're going to want to get this plugin for GIMP. That way you have like the Photoshop layer effects, like bevel and emboss and outer glow, inner glow, strokes and drop shadows and stuff like that. again, this plugin is free. And I have found the links to all of this will be in the description below the video, or I guess if you're watching on a TV or something, it'll be wherever, but I'll have links to all of this in the description, just like I did on my short. But yeah, the download link to this plugin is about halfway down the page. And right here. The plugin can be downloaded here. Go ahead and click that link, and it will download a zip file. And like it says here, to install the Layer Effects plugin, simply grab the layereffects.py file from the zip folder and place it in the following directory. Now, depending on if you customized the installation of GIMP, it might be in a different directory. But you want to put it in the GIMP directory, then lib, and then GIMP, and then 2.0, and then the plugins folder. Let me see if I can pull this up in my file browser. Hold on. Let me open file location. Okay, that's not the right place. I'll just have to find it. I think I have it downloaded here. Do not have it downloaded there. Okay. Where did I download you? Let me open where the shortcut is, and then properties on the shortcut. Okay, it is in C drive. Ah, yes. The 64-bit program files folder. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can't do this. Let me do that. And okay. Here we go. Now you can see where it's at. So the folder you're going to extract the thing to is going to be in the GIMP folder, and then lib, and then GIMP 2.0 plugins, and you're going to drop in the layer fx.py, which is a Python file. Okay. And then once you drop in the file here, you're going to, if you already have GIMP running, close it and then reopen it. And then, as it says, there should be a layer effects submenu at the bottom of the layers menu in the toolbar. Okay? So, what does GIMP look like, you might be wondering? Let me go ahead and hold on. Sorry about that. It swapped to my other desktop. My bad. Let me open this again. Okay. 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 Let me make sure this is going to show up properly. And it is. So let me go ahead and transition to that. So this is what GIMP looks like. I believe edit preferences, and this pops up a second window that you can't really see at the moment. Sorry. Actually, let me see if I can. Yeah, okay. Let me shrink that down so you can actually see. So this is what that preferences looks like. Icon theme. I'm using Legacy. I believe the normal is symbolic. Yeah, I believe the default is symbolic. However, I've been using GIMP for quite a while, and I am used to the way things used to look by default. So I have my icon theme set to Legacy. But that's beside the point, I think, kind of. All right, let me get rid of that. So, let's say I wanted to make a profile picture for this avatar. This model that we just made, okay? If I wanted to do that, I would I would hide everything except for the camera, and then I would make this full screen, make it as big as it could go, right? And then if I right-click this screen, the preview window in OBS, if I right-click that, I get a drop-down menu, and there's a screenshot preview button. So let me strike a pose. All right. Let me strike a pose. Click that screenshot button. And then, if I did that properly, yeah. Okay. If I now hide my webcam and let me import, let me create a source with an image, and the image file that I want is this one right here. Okay, that is the screenshot that I just took of the OBS preview window. So that image is saved as a PNG in the recordings folder that you have set up in the OBS settings. Okay. Which by default, I believe, is set to the pictures folder in your Windows user account. Like the default pictures location of the operating system. You can change that in the settings, though. Anywho, let me go ahead and delete that image source and turn the camera back on and drag this back down and drag it over here. Shrink it a bit more. Okay. So, all right. Now, I'm going to click and drag that picture into GIMP, like so. And now we have this image in here. And I believe the standard profile picture size is 400 pixels by 400 pixels. So, okay. Let me. All right. Showing this as a window capture in OBS is not going to work for what I need it to do. So I am going to do a display capture, and I'm actually going to just crop out the bottom sorry, this is a little scuffed and I apologize. Doing the best I can here. Okay, crop out the bottom and the top. There we go. Okay. Sorry. There we go. Got it. So now, hopefully, you should be able to see this. Yeah. Okay, you can see the drop-down menus now. So, with this, obviously, a 1080p image is way too big and not the right aspect ratio for a profile picture. So what we want to do is go to Image and drop down to Canvas Size, and we will set this to 400 by 400 and hit Resize. And now this square is actually the canvas, and this dotted yellow line represents the outside edges of the layer, which is the screenshot that we took. So now, obviously, the screenshot is way bigger than our canvas size. So, let's go ahead and use the scale tool and click this layer. And let's go ahead and drag these corners in. And I believe let's do, because this is the bottom edge of our canvas, and we want the most of the profile picture to be the face. So let's go to about like that, I believe will look good. And then we can drag this. Let's go ahead and fix that. And then if we press the plus or minus on the numpad, we can zoom in or out. And honestly, that already looks pretty good, right? But we can adjust it a bit more if we want to. And another thing to keep in mind is the file that we create is going to be square, but a lot of websites, when you upload your profile picture, they crop out the corners and make it into a circle, right? So what we can actually do is we can take this ellipse select tool, and we can do a fixed aspect ratio 1:1, and we can do this, and we can drag, actually, first off, I always forget to do this. I always forget it's not default. If we go up to view, and we go down, we can check the snap to canvas edges, and this way, when you're moving stuff around, they'll snap to the canvas edges. Okay? And then let's go ahead and boop, like that, and then we can drag this back down. And now, let me go ahead and hit enter. Let me make a new layer. Call it circle. And I will bucket fill this with white. I'll bucket fill it with white. And then select, shrink, and let's shrink it by 5 pixels. Actually, let's grow that back out, because I actually want to shrink it by 2 pixels. Okay, yeah, 2 pixels. And then we will press delete. And that way, we just have this white circle that represents how websites will crop it into a circle. So as you can see right now, the tip of this ear is going to get cut off. So what we can do is we can either readjust the scaling of this screenshot layer, or we can just move it to a better location. And I think that looks good. Or if we want the neckline to be centered, we would have to drag it like down to about here, and that just looks like garbage. So we can have the neckline be off center, but have the face more centered and the ears within that circle. All right, and then let's just go ahead and hide the circle, not show it. And then let's go File, Save As, and go ahead and so .xcf is like the GIMP file format, like a Photoshop document file, but it's the GIMP version of it. So a .xcf will save it with the editable layers, and then you can reopen it in GIMP later to change things. So let's call this VTubing tutorial model underscore profile picture and save. And then you want to export. Let me actually hide the display capture and show the game window version of it again, because I specifically do not want the file browser coming up when I save this, when I export this. But you just click File, go down to Export As, and it will bring up a file browser where you can save it or export it, and I always export as PNG because PNG is a very good file for websites and stuff. So let me go ahead and save that. All right. So then we can close this. And now let me actually let me see if I can get you a kind of a behind the scenes look at something real quick. Let me actually pull up my YouTube channel. Okay, it does not. Sorry, I'm recording this on my second desktop. Like within Windows, the operating system, creating a second virtual desktop. And it keeps wanting to it kept wanting to open Google Chrome on the other desktop, which is annoying. But let me go to YouTube. And let me go to my view my channel. Okay. So, let me okay. I can show this. That's fine. So this is my YouTube channel, and this is my normal profile picture. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to change it to I'm going to change it to that profile picture that we just created. And I know you can't see the file browser, but all I'm doing right now is navigating to where I saved that PNG of the profile picture. And if I click open, here you can see it's going to crop it into the circle. And if I hit done, there you can see it. Okay? Now, I'm not going to publish this because that's not the avatar that I normally use, or that I like really created for myself. So I'm going to cancel. But as you can see, doing that thing with making the overlay circle to know how the website was going to crop it into a circle helps to frame the picture accurately. Okay? Now, there are some sites that do square profile pictures, but the vast majority of them now, for some reason, do circular ones. Which I don't understand why, but that is a thing. Okay? Now, I don't have the time to give you instructions on how DaVinci Resolve works, but there are a plethora of tutorials on YouTube for just about everything you could want to know in DaVinci Resolve. Okay? So, I really hope that this video, this really in-depth video really helps you to get started as a VTuber, or even just a normal YouTuber content creator. Yeah. And hopefully, as you can see, you do not have to spend truckloads of money to make yourself a live 2D avatar and buy an iPhone to get good face tracking. Like, you don't have to do that stuff. You don't. You can get started with a webcam and a microphone and a decent computer, and the software is free. Absolutely free. Okay? I don't think I can stress that enough. You can get started for free as long as you have a webcam and a microphone, and depending on the lighting in your room, you may want to buy a cheap ring light that you can like hang on the wall behind your webcam. Okay? Alright, that'll do it for this video. I think I've, well, actually, real quick, let me just avatar selection back to my normal model, and here we go. This is my actual vampire VTuber model that I made for myself. Yeah. Although I might use this one sometimes now too, because this one has kind of grown on me a little bit, maybe a lot. I don't know. Yeah. But there you go. I think. Oh, and as you can see, maybe if my mouth wants to cooperate, hopefully you can see the vampire fangs. That is an option you can do in VRoid Studio. You can give your character vampire fangs. And obviously I changed my skin tone color to be pale. Because I think it matches the vampire aesthetic. Yeah. So, there you go. Yeah, I'm rambling now, but I think that's it. Go out there, make yourself a free VTuber model, and you can start VTubing on a budget. Or for free if you already have a webcam and a microphone and decent lighting. Okay? Yeah. The main point to the short I made and this video is I was frustrated with seeing how to get started as a VTuber videos, and everyone said, basically everyone said that you have to get an iPhone and you have to spend thousands of dollars to pay an artist to make your model and rig the model and all this stuff, and that may be true if you want to do live 2D. But live 3D, which is this, you can do for free. Everyone can make a custom model in VRoid Studio, puppet the model in VC Face, record it with Open Broadcaster software, live stream it with Open Broadcaster software. You can do your artwork for profile pictures and banners and like Twitch panels. You can do that artwork in GIMP for free. Yeah. Sorry. If it wasn't obvious, I, the actual flesh person behind this VTuber, I have ADD. And I say ADD because I'm 30 years old. I was diagnosed with ADD like 20 years ago. And that's what it was called. It was called ADD, Attention Deficit Disorder. Nowadays, they want to call it Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. And then in parentheses, they put the inattentive type of Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. And that's just dumb, if you ask me. Okay? It's in the name. Attention Deficit. That means inattentive. Okay? The difference between ADD and ADHD is I'm not physically hyperactive. That's the difference. Don't put the H back in. It doesn't belong. Alright, rant over. Video over. This video is almost 3 hours long, but I'm just going to upload it as is, because I don't feel like editing. And I think showing the process in its entirety has value. Okay? So, I'm out. Okay, so I'm recording this after I recorded that basically 3 hour long video, and you may be noticing that my lip syncing looks basically 1,000 times better. And it was one simple checkbox that I forgot about in the Windows operating system sound settings. Okay? So, let me see if I can capture this properly. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually just going to hide this real quick, and I'm just going to show this. Okay? This is the display capture for my main monitor. So, down here in the taskbar, you have this, speaker stuff, right? Go ahead and right-click and go to Sounds. And if I go to Recording, and then I'm recording, and VC Face is listening to my Razer Siren X microphone. That's the microphone that I'm actually using right now. So if I right-click that and go to Properties, levels I leave at 100. Advanced DVD quality is fine. Okay? It's the highest one anyways. That's fine. But the important thing is in custom, AGC. That stands for Automatic Gain Control. If this box is checked, which it was before and I forgot about, if this box is checked, Automatic Gain Control will be trying to use some, like, pre-programmed artificial intelligence garbage, basically, to try and normalize the volume output of the microphone. And it's really bad at it. Which is why VC Face was struggling so much with the lip syncing, because it was getting audio input levels that were all over the place, topping the charts and going above the charts, which is why there were those moments when my, like, the lip syncing animation textures were, like, stretching themselves past the borders of my actual face. Make sure Automatic Gain Control is unchecked. Okay? Unchecked. Very important. Okay? Good to go? Great. Okay, so I know I said I wasn't going to edit this video. That was a lie. Things are about to get real meta real quick. So, I'm going to show me editing this video in the recording of the video. Okay? I'm going to edit the stuff that I've already recorded, and then, once I'm done with that, I'm going to stop this recording that I'm making now and tack this recording onto the end of what I end up editing. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So, without further ado, let me bring me down to the bottom corner, and let me tuck myself away over here. Hopefully that will be far enough out of the way. And then let me show this. So, this is DaVinci Resolve. Okay. Real quick, actually, let me hide that. Let me close DaVinci Resolve. Let me re-show my desktop icons. Actually, no, I don't need to do that because it's not on my desktop. Okay, so I can show the display capture. So, DaVinci Resolve. It's loading. Okay. So once it actually loads up, it takes you to the project browser. I'm just going to start a new project, and we will name this project VTubing tutorial. Okay. Now, you can drag and drop your video clips, pictures, sound files, directly from your file browser. You can drag and drop into this media pool to import files. Okay? So, this is the almost 3-hour long recording. So I'm going to drag that in. It's going to ask if I want to change the project frame rate. Hit yes. And then this is the little 5-minute clip of me talking about unchecking the automatic gain control. Okay, so I'm going to drag that in. And this file right here, it says 0 bytes because this is the file that I'm currently recording, and it won't be finalized until I stop recording. But once I'm done editing what I've already got, I will then drag this in and add it at the end of the timeline. Okay? So we go in here. This is the media pool. This is the preview window, and down here is your timeline. And we are currently in the cut section, which is where you can make quick and dirty, like, jump cuts of your media files, okay? So we just drag this down here, and it will create a our first video and audio tracks. Okay. Real quick, actually, you can't hear what I'm hearing. So I need to create application audio capture, I believe. And that should be okay. So now you should be able to hear this. Yes, you can. So, this little bit is obviously my intro that you saw at the beginning of this video. And if we just click play, it'll start playing the media. All right, so, right? So, if you want to fine scroll through the timeline, you can drag down here. All right. But if you want to quickly zoom through the timeline, you can drag this bar up here. Right? Okay. So we want to add that so we can just look at the little ending here. Has value. Okay? So I'm out. Okay, that's not a very good representation, because it's lagging, like retrieving the data from my hard drive. It's lagging behind. I'm out. Yeah. It's just not going to show up very well in the preview, which sucks. Oh, it's because I'm also recording right now. That would explain it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Recording and trying to edit the video at the same time. It's not going to like it. But just trust me. If I wasn't recording right now, this would be playing just fine. Okay? In fact, even my recording is struggling right now. So let me adjust my encoder preset. Believe. Let me try this one. Let me try medium. That seems to, well, okay, never mind. Let me drop my encoder down to fast. Actually, you know what? Let me just go all the way back down to fastest and hit OK. And hopefully this should be okay. Let me try this again. No, it's just not happy. Okay. You know what? Let me try to do this without the model, without the VTubing stuff going on at the same time. Okay? Let me hide that, and let me actually close VC face. So now the only stuff using the graphics card right now is OBS and DaVinci Resolve. Let's see if it's happier with this right now. I'm out. No, it's not. It is not happy at all. And I guess that makes sense. I do have a relatively old graphics card. Let me see here. Hmm. Ah, here we go. Maybe this will do it. Okay. Let me try restarting DaVinci. So I have limited how much of the memory DaVinci Resolve is allowed to use. So hopefully it will be happier about this. Why am I? So I'm out. Yes, okay. It is happier about this. DaVinci Resolve was just using too much of the resources and there wasn't enough left for both DaVinci Resolve and OBS. But I fixed that now. Obviously, if you're not trying to record yourself editing a video in DaVinci Resolve, you won't have to worry about that issue. Okay, so now we've gotten to the end of that first video clip, and we want to add in this next one. But we don't want it to just be a jump cut, because if I just do this, it's going to be pretty jarring. So watch this. So I'm out. Right? Like that doesn't look good. No one likes a jump cut. So what we can actually do is right click over here and add video track. And so now we have video 1 and video 2. So we can take this second clip. Actually, we can drag this first clip up into the top video slot, because these video tracks will function like layers in Photoshop or GIMP, in which case the higher up in this timeline, or actually, I guess a better way to explain it is this second video here, because it's a lower number in the timeline, it will be behind the top one. So what we can actually do is we can take this one and we can go into edit. Okay. I believe my audio files have gotten mixed up a bit. So maybe. Okay. Yeah, so this is a thing that I have set up in OBS. I have my recordings set up to do one audio track is a mix of everything, and then I have one audio track that is strictly like microphone only, and then a third audio track that is everything else. So for simplicity's sake, we can delete this audio track and delete this audio track, because we only need the audio track that is all of them mixed. Okay. I believe these are both the same. And the way we can check that is in the audio tracks here. We can mute one track and listen to the other one. So right now when I click play, it's only going to be this bottom audio track that we're hearing. Okay, so I'm recording this after I recorded that basically 3-hour long video. Yeah, so if we unmute the top one and then mute the bottom one, and we listen again. Okay, so I'm recording this after I recorded. Yeah, they're both the same. So we only need one of them. We don't need both. So I can delete this audio track 1 and unmute this. And there we go. So now we only have the one audio track going all the way through. And everything seems fine. So as it is now, let me just show you what this ending looks like, because I don't feel like editing. And I think showing the process in its entirety has value. Okay? So I'm out. Okay, so yeah, so that jump cut, I don't like that. I don't want that jump cut. I want there to be an actual transition there. So what we can do is over here in this toolbox, there's a video transitions section. And I think a good old cross dissolve would work nicely. So we drag this to the end here, and then we also drag it here. And then we can zoom in to the timeline so that we can visually see finer details. So we can zoom in. All right, so this is the representation of that cross dissolve that we just put in. So let's watch this. And right now, there's no videos below this layer right now. So as this cross dissolve happens, it should basically just fade to nothing. I'm out. And that's what happens. Okay? And then this other one fades in from nothing. Now, we want that to overlap. So what we can do is we can drag this here, and you see how it snaps to the start of that dissolve. What we can then do is we can add an audio track. Add tracks. No. Just add track stereo. Okay. And we can drag this we can actually drag this down. Okay, let's delete video track 2 because it's empty now. Okay, so we've got this in video track 2 and audio track 2. And we've got this in video track 1 and audio track 1. So now what we can do is we can take this and drag it until it snaps to right here. So now the top one should fade out while the bottom one is fading in. I'm out. Okay, so Alright, you know what? Maybe a cross dissolve on the bottom one isn't what we want. Maybe... Okay. On second thought, maybe we do just want this on one video track. And maybe we do want it to fade out and then fade in on the next one. I'm out. I think that looks better. Don't you? I think so. Okay. So let's zoom this back out. And go to the end. Oh, went too far. Okay. So let's put another cross dissolve here at the end of this clip. And then what I can't show you is me stopping the recording in OBS right now and dropping in the recording into DaVinci Resolve and adding that at the end here and giving it a cross dissolve, which is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go over here to the Deliver tab, and I'm going to check. I'm going to export this as a YouTube video with 1080p, 60 FPS in MP4 format with an H.264 codec, type auto, encoding profile high, audio bus 1 stereo, audio codec AAC, data burn-in same as project, uncheck normalize audio. These are you can't change these with the YouTube preset. I am not going to upload directly to YouTube. You could. Like, you could, I could check this box, and then, I could, like, title it and stuff, and, like, do things, but I'm not going to. I just like rendering it out. Which looks like this. You give it a title, and then you pick a save location, and then you come over here, it'll pop up, which I think I can show you, untitled. I'm going to have to edit that out because it showed my file browser and there were images in there that I cannot show. Anyways, I guess I can just, show this part real quick. We'll save it to here. And I'll give it the title of and again, I will have to edit part of this out because some sensitive information was showing. But I will do VTubing tutorial video, VTubing tutorial video, and I will click save, and I will click add to render queue, and as you can see, it's showing up here. And then you click render all, and it will start rendering out and saving the file. Okay? So I'm now going to stop this recording. I'm going to pull the video file into DaVinci Resolve. I'm going to cut out the bits of the video that I need to cut out. And then I'm going to render it, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube.